Stefano Pioli is rebuilding AC Milan in real life, and we've done a rebuild of his tactic on Monday. Today, we're going to run a 5-year rebuild with AC Milan and see if we can dominate European football using Pioli's 4-2-3-1. Stick around because things are about to get absolutely wild. What is going on there, guys? Kempy here, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another rebuild, and it feels good to say that I'm back in the usual schedule, which is very nice to say. And today, we're rebuilding AC Milan from the start. Thank you guys for coming back to the channel. If you can, make sure to drop a like on the channel. I have looked at the stats, and this is something I've seen a lot recently, and it is only 12% of people that are watching this video are actually subscribed to the channel. So just head down below and drop a quick subscribe. It's free to do so. It helps the channel more than you know as well. So make sure to head down there, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and you can see more rebuilds like this. Now, we are rebuilding AC Milan today with Stefano Pioli's 4-2-3-1, and this is the tactic that we built on Monday. There's a full test on this tactic on Monday. We're going to be putting the tactic to a proper test this season with a 5-year AC Milan rebuild with a few rules. Now, the rule we have set for this rebuild is that we can only sign partially or fully Italian players, and we try to do it as well without going mental on the installments. In fact, I pretty much removed all installments when we were doing this, unless teams locked it in, as in 50 games, etc. But installments were locked out, so the finances of AC Milan should be looking absolutely stunning by the end of this, because we're going to be signing players based on the budget we get, and that is it. In terms of debts of AC Milan, there is £86 million worth of debt, so we're trying to clear that and make the club better as a whole. We've only got £16 million in the bank. Obviously, it's the start of the first season, so there is no transfer budget. The club vision as well and the club info, we have got 18 new facilities and 19 training facilities, so we should be able to develop players as well as possible. The tactic itself, let's quickly go through that, because some of you might not have watched Monday's video. If you do want a full build breakdown of that, it is just up there. There'll be a video, it's the link. So we keep it on attack, in goal, no further instructions. A fullback on support at right back, take for your risks and tackle harder. A ball playing defender as the right centre back, no further instructions. The left centre back, however, on stay wider, because he's going to be covering the complete wing back on attack of Theo Hernandez. Now, a very, very exciting position there for Hernandez, and that means Tomori should be able to peel out into that role. And the halfback on defend, which, if you guys are new to the channel, this is my favourite position on the game, is going to drop in between Tomori and Kalulu. Now, Tonali is going to be on DLP on support, tackle harder and mark tighter. Winger on support and the right wing role from cross from deep and tackle harder. Advanced midfielder, attack midfielder, on support in the cam role, take more risks, roam from position, move into channels, tackle harder. And inside forward on attack on the left, sit narrow, tackle harder. And a complete forward up front on attack, pass it shorter, tackle harder. That's going to get some results, I'm telling you now. There's a WONDERKID who he signed today, who for me is a bit of a throwback WONDERKID. He's a couple of years ago now. He's going to absolutely smash it. Before we get to where he is, put in the comments who you think that is going to be. We are set to a positive mentality, pass into space, overlap left, focus play down the left, shorter passing directness and a higher tempo. Be more expressive and run at the defence as well. Take short kicks, distribute just to the centre backs, counter and counter press, a high press system, a standard defensive line, and preventing short goal distribution and triggering the press much more often. Another goal that I'm going to set is that by the end of these 5 years, I want this full start 11 to be the Italian or partially Italian. So Hernandez, Leao, Diaz, Salamakers, Benessa, Tomori, Kalulu, Manyan are all going to have to be gone by 5 years in. And we're going to do that progressively, so he should hopefully keep at the very top of Italian football. Season number 1, what can we do with the base Serie A Milan team? Let me show you guys exactly what you can do. Obviously, in real life, AC Milan are currently sitting 5th in the table, just, I think, 3 points behind 4th place. It is quite tight between 4th and, I think, 6th, and Milan are in that gap. So hopefully they get back to Champions League football next year, because it's been great to see them this year, and they've got all the way to the semis with a tie with Inter Milan. So that is going to be fantastic. A Milan derby this season, quarterfinals of the Champions League, but everything else is coming home to the San Siro. Milan champions by 2 points, 81 points. Olivier Giroud, 29 goals. Now, Giroud is 36 years of age. He has no right to be scoring 44 goals in 48 games, but that is exactly what he does go ahead and do. He also scored 8 in the Champions League. The Coppa Italia, we ended up winning, Giroud scoring 6 goals and a 7.62 average rating. And we also won the Supercoppa Italiana as well, which was a fantastic victory. We scored 3 goals in this one. It was a 3-3 game against Inter Milan, which went all the way to penalties. But of course, the red side of Milan come out victorious, which is fantastic to see. Now, in terms of the data hub, this formation is really, really good. 1.82 goals per game, conceding just 0.76. And finances-wise, we are right up now from the start on 18 million to now being at 78 million. And that debt straight away is down to 15 million pounds. That's what happens. You get in the Champions League, you rebuild Milan. I mean, they've done a very good job recently already, but they have properly got themselves back on the right track. And 78 million in the bank, 71 million in terms of transfer budget. But like I said, we're not going to be using installments, so there's not going to be like we're going to spend 200-300 million pounds. And to be honest, we're looking at sort of the Italian players you can go out there and sign. The way I've done this is I've done the search. I've done it as, where are we, nationality, and then you can do partially Italian. So this is our list of players we can sign at some point this season. So Paulo Dybala is on that list. He's worth 144 million. Donnarumma, 220 million. We can't get Ciro Immobile. We could get Di Maria. We could get Martinelli. That would be a fantastic sign at some point. Amad Diallo, Parisi, Vitti, Ricci, Moretti, Bastoni, Chiesa. They are all options for us, but we've literally only got 71 million. So if we sign Destiny Udogie, that is our whole budget gone on just one position. And there is a lot of teams that are going to be going after these players as well. So it's going to be a very different rebuild, but a very fun one at that as well. Let me go ahead, show you the sales we've made and the transfers we've made, and hopefully we can repeat season 1 in season 2. One thing I do want to quickly point out before I show you all the transfers we did make, there is a £19 million thing on Brahim Diaz, which I couldn't really get past. So Brahim Diaz does come in. He's going to stay around for a couple of years, but he won't be here for too long. £90 million, that's already in the game. So we couldn't really do much to avoid that. We have sold Ismail Beneta, 43 million to Manchester City, a very good player, but he is out the door. Matteo Gabbia, Yassine Adli, Krunic and Florenzi have also gone. We've spent 75 million. Now, like I said, 70 million pounds in the bank account. We've sold a few players. A few players we have sold include Ante Rebic has gone to Porto, Origi has gone to Sevilla, Messias to Porto, Fagoli to Frosinone, and the rest are all free transfers. The players we've signed and the player on the cover of this rebuild, Lorenzo Luca. Now, this guy for me has not been as talked about this year as he has been in previous seasons. When he was at Palermo, when he was at Torino, he was known on FM for being an absolute wonderkid. He's 6'7", he's 22 years of age, 16 heading, 18 determination, 18 jumping reach, 15 finishing, decent pace as well, shoots us back to goal, plays us back to goal, and tries them long range free kicks. And this guy, just you have to carry on watching purely for how well this guy turns out. He's 22 years of age as things start out, and he is going to be playing this first season. He'll be rotating with Giroud, and from next year he is our star striker. So Lorenzo Luca, we'll let you brew for this season, then you can take it away for us. Real Balianova, he is someone that is at Inter Milan in real life. He started out at the AC Milan Academy, ended up going on loan multiple times, ended up signing for Inter Milan, but he's now here at Real Balianova. Or was he on loan at... we sold him to Bordeaux, and he was a loan at Inter Milan this season in real life. We have now signed him back at AC Milan. He looks very, very good as well. Very consistent player, very quick, no cons whatsoever to his game. He's a right back, he's 23 years of age, very determined, very fast. He's going to compete really well with David Calabria at that right back position. So very happy with that signing. The biggest signing we made of all, Samuel Ricci, £42 million from Torino, a young DM, 21 years of age. Him and Tonali could be the future of this AC Milan side. The two of them playing next to each other. Ricci as the halfback, Tonali as that playmaker. That is chef's kiss. He's already worth between 71 and 94 million pounds. He's very consistent as well. Dictates the tempo, which as a halfback is superb. £85,000 a week we have paid for him, but he's going to be very good for us this season. Last season for Torino, getting a 7.04 average rating. So he is a big signing. Elia Caprile, I thought we'd get him in nice and early. Italian goalkeeper. He's going to be going straight out on loan this season. He's going to be our backup to Mike Maignan and possibly the first team keeper when we get 3 or 4 seasons in, when Mike Maignan does have to be replaced, but he has been brought in for £5 million. Nico Ravella, a very good young centre midfielder. If you've not used this guy in FM, what are you doing? You paid £5 million for him, already a value of 14 to 18 million pounds, and a very good backup to Sandro Tonali. Very well rounded, some fantastic stats. Again, extremely consistent. If you guys don't, make sure to look up at that overall report bit. Use the Tato skin, it's fantastic. You can see if they're consistent. You can see if they hate big matches, which means you do not want to be signing them. Franco Tongoya, very good player. very consistent. Right winger, centre attacking midfielder. He's going to be our backup this season to Alexis Salamakas. 16 determination, 16 natural fitness, great dribbling, great crossing, great first touch, and is destined to be a winger on support as his right foot is the strong foot. So he has been brought in for £3 million. Manuel Pisano, a young 17-year-old striker, has been signed from Bayern Munich. Now, this guy started his career at Juventus, went on a free contract to Bayern, and we have poached him for just £2 million. He looks okay. His potential wasn't quite what I hoped it was going to be, but he does look okay. And as a backup to Mike Maignan, why not get the greatest Italian goalkeeper of all time in goal? Gianluigi Buffon is here just for one season. I thought it would be a bit of a laugh, a bit funny. I don't think he's ever played at AC Milan. He's been Parma, Juve, PSG, Juve, Parma. Now he gets to finish at the best club in Italy, AC Milan. He's going to be just a backup this season. 45 years of age. Fair play to Gianluigi. And when Caprile comes back in next year, he can take Gianluigi's seat on the bench. So the team, as we go into season number 1, is looking very, very strong. It is Maignan in goal. It's Calabria, Kaluli, Tomori, Hernandez. A very solid back five, which is going to be very hard to replace, because the only Italian one there is David Calabria, and he is no doubt the one that I would not like to keep the most, because Kalulu, Tomori and Hernandez are all fantastic. Ricky Antonelli in midfield, Salamakas, Diaz, Leao and Luca is going to be starting up front. He doesn't start so much up top. Giroud absolutely takes over this season again. But let's see the results for season number 2. We're in everything again. The Italia, the Supercoppa Italia, the Champions League and the Serie A. Can we do another treble, and can we get further in the Champions League? Well, certainly a slightly different second season this year. We have not won the treble. In fact, we've not won a trophy, which, to be honest, I'm quite happy with, because that first season was utter domination. It would have been a very boring video if 5 years out of 5 years we were to win every single trophy. We pushed a Juventus right to the line, 49 goal difference, 49 goal difference. It comes down to a loss. One loss is all it took. 3 points. Olivier Giroud turns up, scores 32 goals in 36 games, and goes, you know what? I'm retiring, lads. I've absolutely nailed football. I've completed the game, and he's dipping out this season, which means Luca can start a bit more up front. Round of 16 is by Bayern Munich in the Champions League, which is frustrating. Bayern Munich oh mate, it was a Real Madrid Manchester United final. What a final that is. Bayern Munich got knocked out by Manchester United in the semis of the Champions League. Coppa Italia knocked out by Juventus, who ends up losing the final to Atalanta. And the Supercoppa Italia, we lost to Atalanta. So Atalanta had a very good year this season in the Cups, coming just in 5th place. But the squad itself done very, very well. I apologise, last season I didn't go too much through the goals and assists, but this season we will indeed. Giroud, 32 goals and 2 assists. Rafael Leao in that left wing role, 15 goals and 9 assists. And the reason I'm so excited, Lorenzo Luca, 15 goals, 22 games off the bench, 15 starts, 14 XG, 13 assists. Already staking a claim to that striker spot off the bench, doing very, very well this season. Brahim Diaz, 9 goals, 13 assists. You've got Charles de Ketelaere off the bench, 6 goals, 7 assists. Assists coming from Tonali with 10. Salamakas getting 11 assists. Theo Hernandez getting 4 goals and 9 assists as well, on a 7.21 average rating, which is actually joint with Rafael Leao and Giroud clear out front. Data hub wise, 1.92 goals per game, conceding just 0.63. So a very good season there. To be honest, we just got picked to the post by a very, very good Juventus side. I mean, most goals of Juventus, we conceded the least. Juventus were just one behind us. We were just one behind Juventus on goals scored. So it even come down where we're exactly the same on goal difference. We had the most shots. Possession-wise, we started coming third, 57% possession. Clean sheets-wise, we also come in third with just 20 clean sheets. But a very good season. We have got a bit of money to spend again. £69 million, £200,000 in the wage budget. Is the debt all clear? £14 million ready to clear, 65 in the bank. We could pay it off right now if we wanted to. 19 training facilities, 17 new facilities. Let's get them to 20 by the end of this video, and let's make some new, very good signings. So last season, £75 million spent on a very good bunch of players. This season, £72 million spent on a few less players, but all very good quality. Caleb Okoli, £23.5 million. We need to think about replacing Kalulu and replacing Tomori, and Caleb, he could be that guy. 16 marking, 15 heading, 15 tackling. The holy trinity of defensive work. He's consistent. He enjoys big matches. Fantastic player. Great strength, great stamina, great natural fitness. He's 6'2". £23.5 million is an absolute bargain for this guy. 27 games he played last year for Atalanta. He's coming here, he plays short passes, simple passes. He can get it, he can play it to the halfback, and Ricky can dominate from there. That is the play with Okoli. And another very good player, Willy Gnonto. Obviously smashing it at Leeds in real life. The guy is just 19 years of age. He's now 20 years of age in our world. 5'7". He's going to play as a winger on support, which maybe isn't his best position, but he's still going to do very well there. He's got decent crossing, great dribbling, great first touch, good passing and technique. Obviously outrageous speed, which is what he is known for. Potential on FM actually isn't quite what I expected it to be, but £23.5 million. Again, very good signing, worth already up to 35 million. And this is the fun thing about putting rules in place like this. I'd never normally sign Wilfried Gnonto, but because we can only sign Italian or partially Italian players, it makes us sign players that we don't normally sign. So that is why we put these restrictions in place. The first player that is not fully Italian that we have signed, Valentin Carboni. Now he has crossed from Inter to AC Milan. Now that is a move that not many players have ended up doing, but Valentin Carboni has got the balls to do it himself. He's ambitious, he's reserved, he's media friendly, and he's an absolute demon. He's 2-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, and his stats are absolutely outrageous as well. Great finishing, great dribbling, great agility, great decision making, great technique, great passing, great vision. This guy is going all the way. Valentin Carboni. Keep an eye out for this guy in this save. Moving on from Valentin Carboni, we go to Matteo Retegui, and this is a guy I like very much in real life. He's doffed his cap to be a little bit of an Italian Harry Kane. He's 25 years of age now. He's actually playing over in Argentina in real life. He's the guy that come on for Italy last time they played, and he scored a goal in his debut as well for them, and he's a very good young striker. He's actually 23 years of age, so he's quite an experienced guy. He's been playing at Tigre, Teleres. He's actually a player of Boca, but he's been out on loan at every single Argentinian club under the sun. He's finally come home to Italy. £5 million is what we have spent on him. Great backup to Lorenzo Luca, and could potentially challenge for his starting spot. This guy's 6'1", he's 25 years of age now. 14 finishing and some very well-rounded stats as well. So Matteo Retegui, just £5 million, an absolute bargain. Liberto Kakashi as well now, a New Zealand-Italy international. This guy's played 25 games for New Zealand already, but he is also part Italian, and he is again a decent backup left back. Nothing too special, but a very good player nonetheless. And the last man we've signed, a backup left or right winger, Alessio Zerbin. Now this guy was very, very cheap. The left wing options are rough if you're going through Italy. Rafael is not Italian, so we're going to have to replace him at some point. And Alessio Zerbin is not going to be that man. We are going to have to try and find someone, but that was not this season's job. It was way too expensive to get the guy I wanted to get. So he settled for a backup this season, and the squad is now looking as so. Manyan, Calabria, Kalulu, Tamori, Hernandez. Now, Pobegba played lots of games last season, so he is still in the side. Tonali, Salamakas, Diaz, Leao, and Luca. So it is still a very AC Milan current dominated side. But now you look at the bench, you got Retegui, Zerbin, Carboni, Gnonto, Ravella, Ricky, Kakache, Malik Four, Okoli, Bellanova, and Caprillo. So nearly the whole bench is now full of Italian backup players who are ready after a few years to replace these boys in the starting lineup. Now let's go forward to the end of season number 3. Again, we're not in the Supercoppa Italia this year, but we're in the rest of them. Can we win a treble? Probably not, but let's at least win the Serie A again. Just a very, very quick one from myself, guys. If you can, make sure just to follow and like on all these platforms. We've got Twitch, we've got TikTok, we've not got Instagram, we've got Twitter, and we have also got YouTube. And we do all of them. We post on TikTok. We obviously go live on Twitch 2 or 3 times a week as well. Twitter, we're always active. And you're obviously here from the YouTube. So make sure, like I said, only 12% of you are subscribed currently. So just go down there, click subscribe. It helps me out so much. So just head down there. Let's get 1K in May is the play. And you're about to be absolutely blown away because Lorenzo Luca has scored 50 goals in 49 games. Now, I did not know this guy was this good on FM23. I've heard absolutely no one talk about him. But the 6'7" giant, he's consistent, he loves big matches, and he loves scoring goals apparently. 50 goals in 49 games. That must have led us to the Serie A title, right? Correct. Of course it did. 91 points, just 1 point clear of Napoli. Just 3 points back was Inter Milan. So it was a wild season this season in the Serie A. But Lorenzo Luca absolutely helped us out. 37 goals. He was top of the average ratings list. Assists, Brahim Diaz had a fantastic year this year. He's going to take quite some replace him. We also won the Coppa Italia, a 2-1 win against Parthenope. Obviously, that is Napoli. In terms of the Champions League, I feel like we're getting all the big teams very early on. Liverpool got to the final this year, lost to Barcelona. Well, we lost to them in the knockout playoff round. So, sadly, the Champions League is looking very difficult to get past the quarters at this point for AC Milan. But hopefully, at some point, we do crack the code. Let's just go here, and you can see in all its glory, Lorenzo Luca dominating the world. This man is an absolute king. Rafa Leao, 19 goals, 7 assists. Brahim Diaz, 15 goals, 23 assists. Again, this guy, I've never seen him be this good on a save before. We obviously built this role for him because it's based off where he plays in real life, and he's absolutely nailing it. So fair play to Brahim Diaz. Salamakas, 11 goals, 7 assists as well. Data hub wise, we now score 2.29 goals per game. You can see just 0.68, so we slightly rose on the goals per game. If we now go to the team details, most goals, most points per game, most shots, most dribbles per game, which is quite interesting. Viewers conceded we were third by quite a way. Inter Milan had an absolute worldly season at the back, managed by Mikel Arteta. Onana, Mavropanos is bloody expensive, isn't he? He looks fantastic. Wow! I have not seen this guy in FM in a very long time. That's Stuttgart in real life. He's developed into quite some player. Go and get Konstantinos Mavropanos in your save. It's time for us to make some more transfers. What have we got money-wise? £59 million. Finances-wise, is the debt finally cleared off? We've got more. How have we got more debt? 27 million to clear off. Again, we could pay it off right now. Let's go ahead and do that. We're still sitting at the 17 youth facilities. It's actually been downgraded to 18 training facilities. So we need to improve that. Let's go ahead, make some more signings. Right, well, this is the year we have absolutely gone for it. The clear out has started. It's season 4. We now need to move on. Tomori and Salamakas both gone to Newcastle for a combined fee of around £70 million. Shalda Kettler also gone for 25 million pounds. We're going to see, I've spent 260 million, but wait, we've also sold Brahim Diaz for 60 million to RB Leipzig, Kalulu for 54 million to Atletico Madrid. So we have made about 200 million pounds and spent the 60 million pounds we had at the start. I have not used an outrageous amount of instalments. As you can see, 81 million pounds are spent on the best Italian centre-back there is. Giorgio Scalvini is just outrageous in every sense of the word. When it comes to Football Manager, this guy's an absolute king. I hope he fulfills that potential in real life because he's an absolute demon. 17 heading, 16 marking, 16 tackling, the Holy Trinity. No cons. I love it. Great player, great positioning, great physical attributes as well. And his mentals are also fantastic. Brings the ball at the defence, so he is going to partner up nicely with Caleb Pioli, who likes to play them short passes. Another unbelievable Italian centre-back, Wisdom Ame. It got to the point where I was like, we might as well just buy all the good ones because we can't spend our money elsewhere. So Wisdom Ame come in, £43 million. This man has had a very good season last year at Bologna. £45 million, 6'2". Again, outrageous physical stats. Not as good technically, but he is 2 years younger. So maybe Wisdom will end up being a very good centre-back as well. But a very expensive player. He looks absolutely outrageous. Also, centre-back galore, Mattia Viti. £39 million spent. We've now got Akoli, Viti, Scalvini, and the other guy, Wisdom Ame. So we've got the 4 best young centre-backs in Italian history. We might as well play a 4 centre-back system, I think. But he looks absolutely fantastic. 16 heading, again, a very good player. 23 years of age, so he's slightly older. He's certainly going to be the backup out of all 4 of them. £39.5 million spent. He's worth an outrageous amount of money, but he looks fantastic. Amad Diallo has been brought in. I did mention earlier on, he does come into the side. As a winger on support, it maybe doesn't suit him just so good. He's obviously weak on his right foot, very strong on his left, but that dribbling, that first touch, that technique, I think this guy is really talented in real life. I think Amad can really, really, really go to the very, very top. Let me know, do you guys think Amad can go to the top? Obviously, this season he smashed it at Sunderland. Is he going to come back to Manchester United? And is he going to do as good as he's done at Sunderland in the Premier League? I really, really hope so. And you know what? I wouldn't even be against him having another loan at Sunderland if they get promoted next season. Facundo Buonanotte, obviously this guy is currently at Brighton in real life. Just been signed for £6 million. What a game that was on the weekend. United versus Brighton, by the way. Facundo Buonanotte, very good player. We've signed him for, how much did they sign him for? £33 million. How much is he worth? 120 12. A very good centre attacking midfielder. Him and Valentin Carboni are going to have quite the deal trying to get into the team and do what Brahim Diaz did, but he looks fantastic. 17 determination, 16 off the ball, great dribbling, great first touch, great passing, great technique, great physical attributes. Another unbelievable player. Gianluca Stempete, the first young signing we've made that's based off 5-star potential. Very expensive, coming in at 13.5 million. A goalkeeper that I think is going to be a bit better than Elia Caprile. Marco Carnesecchi, another very good player. He is actually on loan at Cremonese. He is an Atlanta player. He has had a very mixed season after he went back to Atlanta, then got sold to PSG. We signed him for just 7.5 million, but he looks absolutely outrageous, and to be honest, not even too far off Mike Maignan. So next season, he will be our starting goalkeeper. And another very good young player, 5-star potential, Giuseppe Marchitelli, has also joined the club. So we are now looking at an unbelievable development centre. 5-star potential there. And in the under-18s, lots of 4-star, lots of 5-star potential. And as you go into the starting lineup as well, well, it's just 5-star galore, isn't it? We look fantastic. The team now is a bit different. It's Maignan, it's Ame, Okoli, Scalvini, Hernandez. We've changed 3 of the back 5 straight away. Pabegba, Tonali, Amadiolo, Buonanotte, Leao and Luca. We are getting to be that fully Italian team. Next season, it has to all change to be fully Italian. So let's see how we do it on our season of having Leao, having Hernandez, having Maignan. Can we win it all? Let's find out. Honestly, the Champions League is just not meant to come back to Italy. We ended up playing Bayern Munich again. We beat them 2-1 at the Allianz, but we lost 2-1 at the San Siro, so we didn't manage to bring the Champions League home. We have got next year, of course, because we won the league again. And Lorenzo Luca, you thought he did well last season. Well, 61 goals in 46 games. Honestly, go and sign this kid in your save. He's currently at, I believe, Ajax. He is at Ajax on loan from Pisa. Just go and get him. He's absolutely outrageous. Play this system, use him as a complete forward. He will dominate the scene for you. I mean, just look at the development on him as well. He looks outrageous. This guy is fantastic. Just go and sign him. We won this Coppa Italia. Winners of that, a 4-0 victory against Fiorentina. Can I actually show you the goals? I can. I'll show you them. Now, I like to show these highlights in 2D so you can see exactly how the formation is meant to be playing. You can see Luca wanted the ball a little bit more there. Carboni got a 10 rating in this game. Luca getting a 9.5. Buonanotte playing out on that right wing, finds Tonali. Buonanotte playing as the winner, crossing it from deep. The ball eventually falls at Luca after a Carboni assist, and he scores the second of the game. Buonanotte then, winger on support, back on the ball, sitting deep in that right wing role. Does beat his man. What's he going to do with it? Finds Carboni in the middle. Great ball over the top. Lorenzo Luca, he might be 6'7", but the man is a machine. Notice we are 14 minutes in, and this guy scored a hat-trick. He's unbelievable. He's out. He's not even scored any headers. Buonanotte with the ball in. The man who is going to score a header. No, he's not. It drops out to Valentin Carboni. And he, what a finish that is. Puts it in the top bins from the tightest of angles. And we end up dominating Fiorentina. We do win 62% possession. And the Coppa Italia comes back to Milan. Super Coppa Italia sadly become runners up in that. A 1-0 loss to Napoli, where Raspadori scored the winning goal there. 39 goals for Luca, then 86 points, 71 goal difference. Surely we dominated the stats. Let's have a little look. Fewest conceded, most goals scored. The Italian signings were obviously fantastic. 22 clean sheets, most scored, most points per game. The data hub, we're looking now at 2.42 goals per game, conceding 0.55. So we are moving on up every single season. We have now got to move on though. Maignan, Hernandez, Leao have all got to go. Luca, 61 goals. Carboni, 15 goals, 12 assists. Leao, 14 goals, 11 assists. Amadiolo in that right wing role, 10 goals, 8 assists. Very good from him. Theo Hernandez did so well. Buonanotte, 18 assists also from that right wing role. He shared it with Amadiolo. 4 goals for him. Viti scored 4 goals. Tonali scored 3, got 9 assists. And Ravella, 12 assists from just 11 starts. So very good from him. Season 5, how much money have we got? 51 million. Is the debt cleared off? It's getting more. I don't know. First of all, a massive sale we have made is Mike Maignan has finally left the club and he has gone to Chelsea. So we are now relying on Carnesecchi and Caprile to be our goalkeepers. In terms of this season, we have signed Fabio Parisi and Giacomo Raspadori. I mentioned him in the last clip. This is our left winger. He's outrageously expensive. We signed him for 75 million from Napoli, where this guy is the only left winger I could find, other than Martinelli, who's obviously Brazilian, Italian. way too expensive. We're talking 200 or 300 million. So Giacomo Raspadori is the guy to come in. Great acceleration, great agility, great balance, great finishing, great first touch, great off the ball work, great flair, great vision. This man is very, very good. And Fabiano Parisi is going to be the replacement for Theo Hernandez. He looks absolutely outrageous as well. I debated signing him earlier on in the save, but I knew he wouldn't quite develop as well. He's gone away, he's played at Juventus, he's played at Man City, he's played more games at Empoli as well, and it's now time for him to shine with AC Milan. The other signing we've made, I think that's actually it, because we already had Carnesecchi, so we only had to replace them 3 players. The squad's actually looking very, very strong. It's Carnesecchi in goal. Calabria keeps his spot at right back. Viti and Scalvini, Parisi, Pobegba, Tonali, Carboni, Buonanotte, Raspadori, and Luca. The bench as well: Caprile, Ame, Okoli, Tior, Casate, Ricky, Novella, Gnonto, Diallo, Zerbin, and Retegui. So we really have signed a whole variety of players here that I would never sign on FM. Who is your favourite signing? Maybe that's going to change based on Season 5. Let's see who is going to be the standout performer. I mean, my money is certainly on Lorenzo Luca. The Champions League eludes us yet again, but we have also listed another Serie A title, a Supercoppa Italia, and runners-up in the Coppa Italia, and it is dominated by one man, and it's the man I called it might be Lorenzo Luca. 53 goals in 48 games. I need to stop talking about him because he's just outrageous. 7.72 average rating for him as well in the Serie A. We won it by 1 point against Inter Milan, and we actually went top on the very last day of the season, which is fantastic to see. We won 3-0 against Torino. What was the result in the other game? I mean, they must have lost, or they drew to Cagliari, who ended up finishing in 11th place and have had absolutely nothing to play for. So we did end up winning the league thanks to Cagliari, but we are Serie A champions yet again. Looking at the team overview stats, most goals, we were not actually the fewest conceded. We dropped down to 3rd place in that. Points per game was us, most shots per game was us. Possession wise, we sit just 1% behind Juventus, joint 2nd with rivals Inter Milan. The squad, absolutely fantastic. Raspadori, 20 goals, 23 assists. By the way, better than Rafael Leao ever did, which I didn't expect to happen because that man's outrageous, but this man is equally outrageous. Had a very, very good season. Carboni, 13 goals, 9 assists. Buonanotte, 8 goals, 10 assists. Diallo, 11 assists, 16 assists from Parisi, who's done really well to replace Theo Hernandez at left back. And then the data hub, you can see we scored 2.42 goals per game, just 0.79 conceded. So we're equally as strong at the back. And this save is available for you guys to download. It is down in the Discord below. I do it all so you guys can also pick up from this point. So I hope you do really enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, let me know down in the comments. Let me know in the Discord chat if you are using this save. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll speak to you next time.